Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again with another disturbing one. I hope every single one of you are doing well. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to a lady who had an awful experience with Deliveroo. In fact, this is so disturbing. She found the Deliveroo driver in her house. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you guys to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if we're newly watching, and let's check this out.
Oh my god, somebody please help me. I am actually I'm stressed to my core. I just ordered a Deliveroo. Okay, and sometimes when I just don't want to deal with people and I'm nervous, it doesn't matter. I just say, please leave it at the door, okay? So they leave it outside the door, and instead of getting a code, they take a photo. Nice, simple. So I'm upstairs, and I hear like a jam on the door, but quite often I can't remember if I've locked the door or not. So my partner, if I've obviously left the door open, can just come in. He just needs to like shake the door if I've got the key like halfway in. So I'm assuming like that's him, but he'd already left to go golfing. So I was like, he's obviously forgotten something. So I was like, you alright? Don't hear anything. And then I can hear like whoever is in my house is in my house at this point. I'm assuming it's my boyfriend.
What? Someone is in her house. The Deliveroo driver is in her house at this point. What? Why the hell does this guy think he can just open the door and walk into somebody's house? Make this make sense, ladies and gentlemen.
So I was just like, Daddy! And then I just heard like mumbling, and I came in. The Deliveroo guy is inside of my home. Okay, so you come in my door and there's like a little table on the side and you go up the stairs and then like the rest of the house is here. He's just like inside, just like looking about. And I was like, hello? At the top of the stairs. So now I'm like looking down at him. Again, he's not actually like telling me what is going on. He's not got like, I don't know, Deliveroo clothes or whatever. So actually at this point, before I saw the bag, I actually just thought it was a random man that had let himself in. I'm actually shaking. Again, he still doesn't say anything to me. And I was like, are you okay? And then I see, because he's put the bags down underneath the table and then has walked around to like where my shoes are and that. So he's not actually got the bag in his hand. I was like, hello? And he was like, oh, you put to leave at door. And I just went, yeah, normally that's outside of the door. And he went, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. And he's in my house. He's
like, come on, hold on. When you leave that message on the app to say leave it outside the door, it means leave it outside the door. It doesn't mean open the door, step foot in my yard, and stand there with the bag in your hand. So what I'm starting to think, ladies and gentlemen, is that the driver knew he was delivering to a female. He knew he was delivering to a female. So he didn't want to just leave the food outside the door. He wanted to see who this female was. Deliveroo drivers think they have all of the jurisdiction to open up doors and walk into houses these days. Is absolutely berserk.
Like just standing there. And I was just like, so you're gonna... I didn't say, are you going to leave? Because I'm nervous. That's why I didn't want to meet you even at the door.
Exactly.
I didn't even want to do the exchange because sometimes I'm just having one of those days. So now you're in my house and the door is closed behind. Why is the door closed behind you? So anyway, he was like, I just need to take a photo that I've left it. And I was like, okay. So he gets his camera out and he's like taking photos. But because I'm still here and I'm like, I've come down like 2 steps, but I've not come all the way down. I actually just don't know if you're on the Deliveroo app and you're taking photos of like, or like what you're taking photos of, because then I'm here and then I've got like my little shorts on, but like he's underneath. He's like taking photos of the food, but it's not even at my door. And then he's like, oh, it's not quite working. And at this point I was like, I actually don't know what to do in this situation. Like the door is shut, you're in my house with your like camera out, and I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna hope that this is just like a mistake. So then I like took 2 more steps down, and then he was like, oh, it won't be a second. And I was like, I can't believe you've just let yourself into my home.
If it was me as a man, I would have said, bro, what you doing in my house? Get out of my house, bro. Honestly, let's be fair. I can't even put myself in them shoes. It's hard to actually relate to this because I'm not a female. And honestly, I can't even imagine how she must have been feeling in that moment. Being the only person in her house, strange Deliveroo driver is in my house. I haven't asked him to walk through my door, but he's here. And he's closed the door behind himself like this was some type of invite to come round, take your shoes off. Yeah, we're going to eat this food together. Me and the Deliveroo driver, yay! This is absolutely insane. I'm glad that this lady is okay because she wouldn't have made this video if she wasn't. And I hope she reported him to Deliveroo.
Waited at the stairs and then he waited and he was like, that's it. And I was like, okay. And I was like, he was looking at me as if like, am I meant to come down and open the door that you opened to come into my house?
Exactly, get out, bro.
So we just kind of had to stare off for a while and then he like kind of backed out. And
how weird.
As I went to take this video and like lean it and like looking down, he just waited in the car. He's like, oh my god, I've locked the door.
Wow, so she has recorded this off the back of this taking place and he is still downstairs waiting in the car.
You can just like see him still in the car there. I think he's going to drive off. No, actually, that's terrifying. Like, I'm never ordering something again. Oh my God.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, it's got to the point where we can't even trust Deliveroo drivers delivering our food to our houses. I mean, we get home from a hard day's graft and we can't be bothered to cook and we just want to order a takeaway. You have to sit there and contemplate whether you want to put yourself at risk for this takeaway. Am I going to get some weird, creepy don knocking on my door, staring in my face, not wanting to leave? Or even worse, opening my door and stepping foot into my house and not wanting to leave? Even myself, my own experiences with Deliveroo, I expect a certain person to be delivering the food. When I open the door, it's someone else. It's not that person. They're sharing profiles. And don't get me wrong, 2 times out of 10, I've probably had a problem with the driver. But one of the most concerning things that we've actually stumbled across over the past couple of weeks, ladies and gentlemen, is discovering that Deliveroo are hiring illegal immigrants. And this is the reason why they are sharing profiles. If these are people that feel like they can just open people's doors and walk in whenever they like, then we're going to have a massive, massive problem. Anyhow, big up Riona Logan. Thank you ever so much for sharing your story. I'm glad that you're safe and well, and I'm glad to help spread the awareness of what's taking place on our streets, ladies and gentlemen, because the most important thing is we all stay safe. So make sure you hit that like button, do subscribe to the channel if we are newly watching. I need to know exactly what you guys are thinking after that one. So leave all of your thoughts, all of your comments down below. Turn your notification bells on so you don't miss out on future videos like this one. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.